Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. All right, guys. So we're gonna do this test here. Um, this says scenario: your 4-year-old child, assigned male at birth, comes to you and says, "I'm a girl. Can I wear a dress to school?" Do you allow your child to wear a dress? And would you be willing to use she/her pronouns? Now, here are your choices. Of course, or no, I'm a bad parent. Now, as you can see, I've already voted to be a bad parent. Because that's just the dumbest fucking thing ever. Anne Lesby, PhD, she, her. Okay. Hey, why don't you make it her, she, man? It's just funnier. Now here's the thing, because this question is obviously so dumb, but my thing is it's so devoid of reality. Is that a real word? It's just void of reality. I want to explain to you why. Okay. So here's the thing: 4-year-olds aren't particularly intelligent. I would make a reasonable assumption that if a 4-year-old came up to you and said, "Hey, I'm a girl," and you just said no, they would probably drop it. You know, most kids I don't think are like actually saying they're a girl. Like if my 4-year-old ran up to me and said, "I'm a girl. I want to wear a dress." I say, "Okay," and then they would just run around the house because they're just being annoying. Like really, really personalize the scenario. Your 4-year-old isn't like coming up to you politely and saying, "Mother, father, I believe that despite the fact that I am only 4 years old, I believe that I am actually a girl that is born in a male body. And I would like to start wearing a dress and using she/her pronouns." No, you know what the kid's gonna do? They're gonna run around the house going, "Ah!" And then the kid's gonna run up to you with like fucking ketchup on their face saying, "I'm a girl!" I'd say, "All right, you're a girl." And that's what I would say. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, "Okay." You wanna know why? Because 4-year-olds are just being dumb. Most of them are, okay? Your 4-year-old can't articulate themselves. And I would actually say that one of the biggest problems here is that there are parents like this person that's probably a bad parent where if their kid said, "Hey, I'm a thing," they go, "Oh, you're that thing?" Like, "Oh, hey, I'm a girl." They go, "Oh, you're a girl? Well, let's go get you Disney Moana stuff. I don't know. Let's go get you a bunch of girl dresses. Let's start painting your nails. Let's do this or that." And you're actually making your kid trans. When it comes to both sides, I really feel like we lost the fundamentals of letting kids just experiment. And it goes both ways. Like conservatives don't let kids, or some more conservative leaning people don't let their kids experiment with their sexuality. They let your kid be gay. Let your boy or your girl just do whatever they want as long as they're safe. And then more progressives are like, you can't even let your kid be the fucking gender they were born as. Stop encouraging your kid either way. Let your kid experiment and fuck around a little bit. Like that's what kids do. They just mess around and they just fuck around with stuff. And I feel like we're removing that because if you socially encourage your boy to be a girl, you're going to increase the likeliness that they're going to be trans. I think it's a reasonable argument and a reasonable assertion to make that if you create a pattern of not affirming a child's gender, they are not going to feel affirmed in their gender and they're not going to grow up feeling congruent, I guess you would say. They're not going to feel that their gender matches their biological sex. So if my kid actually was running around, my boy was running around, and I call them a boy because they don't have an identity because they're 4 and they're stupid. If they were running around saying, "I'm a girl, can I wear a dress?" I'd say, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And then I just wouldn't let them do it. And they would probably drop it, or I would say, "No, leave me alone." It's very rare that people are actually, like these young kids are actually wanting to wear a dress. It's not a big deal for you to say no. If my kid like legitimately showed a pattern of not, identifying with their gender, like then I would bring them to a therapist, like a normal human being would, and we would go from there. And I would let the professional like guide me in my way to deal with my kid and help them transition socially first and then medically once they're 18, if it even gets to that. Because these types of therapy, they're not about transitioning. They're about making the person feel comfortable. So even people with gender dysphoria don't necessarily need like hormones or therapy. Sometimes you can teach them to be happy with the way your body is and identify in a different way, and et cetera, et cetera. It's about setting an expectation or a goal for what you want to look like, and then also at the same time making you feel more comfortable with where you are, and then you meet in the middle somewhere, and that middle is somewhere different for everybody. But like, I feel like this is the kind of person who would basically create an environment that would turn their kid trans and not let their kid experiment with life. Let your kids experiment. Let them be stupid. Let them say dumb shit. Let them experiment with whatever they want to experiment with. You know what I mean? Like, if your boy wants to use a Barbie, like, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. You get what I'm saying? Like, back in the day, you used to let your kids, well, maybe not fully, but you let your kids just do things. Like, I did things. Like, you have to let your kid do things and see if they like it and fail. You know? And I feel like we're losing this through, like, this ridiculous bullshit. It's just so dumb. I'm sounding like an evil centrist right now. You actually got me on that one. I am an evil fucking centrist.